and welcome to HES Furry Tales. Today we are outside with a special guest. This is Red, and she's a retriever mix, but she's a little nervous today. Oh, and she's not looking at the camera. You want to look at the camera a little bit? So she's kind of one of our little dogs that is here, and she's looking for a family, but she needs a special family, one that is going to help her not be so scared about things. And she's about 2 years old, and she would do well with a family that has probably big kids, not so much little kids, but she's going to help me read the story today, and hopefully she'll kind of relax and settle in with us. Alright, and my name's Janine, and I'm so happy that everybody has tuned in to join me today for our story. And before we start, we're going to talk about a few concepts, and one of them being friendship. And what is friendship? Friendship is, oh, where are you going to go? Alright, well, she'll probably come back, or maybe listen to the story off camera. But friendship is a relationship that you have with another person, or maybe a pet, and it's where you care about each other, you respect one another, you might protect one another, and you even love that other person, or maybe an animal. So, and we might catch Red on the camera here in a minute too, but she's kind of interested in the people coming and going at the shelter right now, so she's looking through the fence. But anyway, so that's friendship. Something else we want to talk about is communication, and how can you communicate? We're communicating right now. I'm talking to you and you're listening, and we're going to talk about how you can communicate with dogs and cats and how they communicate back with you. And the third thing is body language. So we know dogs and cats, they don't speak English like we do, but so they have to communicate with us in different ways. And so we're going to have you think about what kind of ways do they communicate with us to tell us how they're feeling. And so we're going to read this story and then talk about maybe some of those ways. So today's story is called Max Talks to Me. And this was written by Claire Buchwald, and Karen Ritz did all the illustrations, and so that's all the pictures. All right, so Max, think about, who do you think Max is? All right, okay, let's start. All right, Max can't speak in words, but he does talk to me. When I watch and listen to Max, I know what he wants to tell me. Max is pretty cute. I bet he's a German Shepherd. Every morning, Max tells me when it's time to get up. He puts his front paws on the bed and breathes hot doggy breath on my face. Sometimes he even tries to pull my covers off. I think he's doing that right there. Max lets me know when he's hungry. He sits by his empty dish and he looks at me. There's the empty dish. When Max pants, I know he needs a drink. I check to make sure he has fresh water. So there's his water right there, his water bowl. When I get his leash, Max knows we're going out. His ears are up and his tail is high. Sometimes he barks or runs in circles, as if to say, yes, yes, we're going out. Oh, these pages are hard to turn. Okay. It's a little breezy out today. When we're on a walk, Max will sniff all over. He can smell everything much better than I can. I bet he can smell what's cooking down the street, or what dog walked here before we did. Who can tell what else he can figure out with just his nose? Look at that nose. They say dogs see the world through their nose, so they always want to smell you before you ever pet them. Max watches a caterpillar move along a blade of grass. He sits perfectly still, but energy zooms out of him. I can see that any second he could play or pounce. Boy, it's such a nice day to sit outside and read. In the park, I throw a Frisbee and Max catches it before it lands. Looks like he's jumping right up in the air. He prances around with the Frisbee in his mouth. I can tell he is proud of himself. Max gets excited along with me. When I flew a new dragon kite, he was as happy as I was. When the wind caught the kite, he started barking for the both of us. That is a cool dragon kite. Sometimes Max and I are loud together. We play ball or pirates. He's got a pirate sword. Max looks like a really fun playmate. Sometimes we just lie in the grass and look up at the clouds. Max knows when I am sad. When the big kids wouldn't let me hang out with them, I sat on the steps with Max. With his brown eyes, he looked into my sadness. I curled my fingers into his fur, and some of the sadness went away. If someone comes close to our door, Max tells us right away. His barking keeps us safe. On the nights when we have a sitter so that Mom and Dad can go out, Max lifts his head to listen for their return. He looks the way I feel, just waiting. We like to curl up on the couch. Max makes rumbling sounds in his throat when I pet behind his ears. Max likes it when I say, "Good dog." When I'm with Max, I feel good about myself. I know he loves me completely. I want to make Max happy too, so I watch him and I listen to him, because real friends listen to each other. Wow. Somebody decided she wanted to jump in the pool. Well, so this was kind of a fun book. Let's go back and look at a few pages. All right, let's see. Let's talk about Max and his little boy. All right, so remember we talked about body language a little bit? And did we talk about body language? I'm trying to remember. Maybe I forgot that. Well, body language is when you express yourself without words. And so dogs and cats are really good at that, aren't they? Because they can't say words. So Max, when he's excited to go out for a walk, his ears are up and his tail is high. So he's very excited. So he's telling his little boy that, let's go, I'm excited. Let's see, let's go to another page. And this is a fun page where they're just kind of laying in the grass and they're looking up at the clouds. They look pretty content together. They look like best friends, just hanging out. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do. And then when Max was very comforting when the little boy was sad. He was kind of excluded from the big kids, and Max understood. And you can see in his eyes, he's always looking at his little boy because he loves him. And he wants to comfort him. These guys have a really good friendship. And they communicate. Max is always telling him what he's thinking, whether he's happy or if he's understanding when he's sad. You can communicate with your dogs and your cats just by being there with them, petting them, and watching them. You can tell how they're feeling just by watching them. So I have a fun activity for you guys to do, and that would be maybe drawing us a picture or writing us a story about a friendship that you have with one of your pets, or maybe a friend's pet, or maybe it's somebody in your family, their pet you have a special friendship with. So we would love to see a picture of that, or you could write us a story and we will show it on next week's Furry Tales. Alright, well that is it for today, and always, always love your pets.